So I think it's about time that we start working towards the future. So I think the first step is going to be probably Inferium essence. So let's get that automated. All right, so I've done a few things here. One, I've opened this up a little bit, kind of moved some stuff around. We're going to touch bases on everything. First thing I want to talk about, though, is I do have a lava gen going. I started off with this by using the torch and then putting a bucket of lava, and then I upgraded it to a block of uranium. So got uranium going through there, so that's working pretty good. I also put in a cobble gen over here, and this is from Cobble for Days, and this is the tier 2. So the tier 1's made out of wood, tier 2's made out of stone, and then you can progress up through the different tiers. But now I've got an ample supply of cobblestone coming in, which is going to be really handy. So there's those two things done. Also, I put in a mob farm. Let's go down here and take a look at it because it looks like we need to clear things out anyways. Nothing spectacular. This is just one of the manually operated mob farms that we're all used to having. Where are you at? Oh, it's one of the babies, isn't it? God, I hate those guys. What's this down here? That's a big one down here. Anyway, so I've been coming down here and killing these guys, and I needed this because, as I mentioned in the opening, we have a little bit of stuff that we need to do here, and I think one of the important things to do first is probably going to be getting the Inferium dust going. So as you can see from this mob farm, we're able to get the Inferium, and that's going to be important. We're going to be using Inferium for mystical agriculture, I should say. We're going to be using mystical agriculture for our resources. So that's what we're going to do here, and we're going to be using that in botany pots. And the main reason I want to do that is, one, I can be very specific with mystical agriculture. I can specify and get a very particular resource, whereas sieving, it's kind of RNG based, right? So with this, I can actually keep it very, very specific. And two, I can do it in botany pots, and botany pots don't take any power, so I don't have to worry about a lot of power to get it going. So that's what we're going to be doing this episode. Let's get started, and let's do a little bit of troubleshooting. Make sure your mouse is working by clicking on the like and subscribe button, and check your keyboard by leaving a comment below. Let's get after it. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to need to make our terracotta and our clay pots. Now, I've got some of this stuff already made here, and we're going to walk through what that process looks like. If you're familiar with any of the ex nihilo stuff, you know you get water, which I've got an infinite supply of water here. You drop it into your barrel or your oak crucible. You drop sand in there, and that turns into your clay block. And then, of course, you can take your clay block and you can convert that down. Well, we don't want to convert that down. I want to show you what we're going to do here. We're going to put this clay block on the ground, and in the tooltip it said use a clay tool and click on it. So you're going to take that and go boom, click it once, you see it gets worked down into worked clay. Click it again, clay large vessel. I click on it one more time, you get your clay small vessel, and click on it again, you get a clay bucket. Click on it one more time, and there is your flower pot. That's how you get to your flower pots. If you keep clicking that thing, it will eventually disappear. So don't get crazy on it. Just gotta watch your tooltip, and you'll see it go. And then, as with anything else, just need to throw it in there and cook it. Now, I've been using a few sticks in here just to kind of keep things going when I have a small item to do instead of using up a lot of power using up a piece of coal. So there we go. There's our clay pot. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Next thing we'll do is we want to make the botany pot. I'm just going to go with that one right there. It's all the same thing. So flower pot and the terracotta going around it. So we're going to need, we're actually going to make 2 of these. 1, 2. And we're going to need, got a few more items over here. We're going to need a hopper. Let's grab that Inferium essence. Let's grab all of this with us. And I'm going to need a little bit more iron. Do I have any more iron? It's gold. I've got 4 pieces of iron. I'm going to have to do a little bit more hunting for some iron here in just a minute. I got one. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just take the sticks out of there. There we go, get that iron going. Okay, we got our other piece of iron, so let's go ahead and make another hopper. You there. You there, good. Now we're gonna take these botany pots, we're gonna turn them into hopper bonsais. And a hopper botany plant. Blah, blah, blah. we're going to take, easy for you to say, we're going to take these botany pots, we're going to put them in with the hoppers, and we're going to make the hopper botany pots. Whew, mercy. And we're going to need to also make a couple more chests. So let's just go ahead and do that while we're at it. Might as well. All right, now we need to make our Inferium seeds. So we'll just go in and take a look at what we need to make those. And I think it's just a seed in the middle. Oh, yeah, I just saw it. Yeah, just a seed in the middle. So we're just gonna make one. That's all we're gonna do for now. And then we're gonna need to make the soil also. So let's look at the Inferium soil. Inferium farmland. What is that stuff called? Just farmland? Inferium farmland. Yeah. All right, let's get one of those going. We just want one for now. All right, so process is going to go. I don't have a spot picked out for this just yet. We'll work on that here in just a minute. So for right now, let's just put you right there. We're going to put the hopper bonsai on top. We're going to put our Inferium soil in there. And then if we take our Inferium seed and we plant it, it's gonna start growing. Now, this is not very fast, okay? And we'll work on improving upon this as best we can. But for now, this is just gonna be a passive way of getting that going for us. Now for the other one, the other thing that we're gonna be focusing a lot of our attention on as we're going through this series is going to be on, what we're going to be focusing for our storage during this series is going to be, where's my book? We're going to be focusing a lot of it on the drawers. So this is going to be where we're going to need to make sure we have a lot of wood on hand for this. Now we'll get into AE2 stuff as well. We'll get into all of these. We'll probably even get into some modular storage. We'll get into it all, but this is going to be the primary area that we're going to be using for storing a lot of our resources in. So we want to make sure that we have wood enough for that. So I'll put you on top, and we're going to put another piece of dirt in there, and then we're going to grab us a sapling. You come here, and boom, there we go. And we're going to let that go as well. So that's going to be where we're going to be getting all of our wood from. So we can be doing other stuff now and collecting the wood resources. And as you can see, we're starting to get the Inferium essence. So we'll put that in there. And we'll just let that keep going. And as it builds, then we'll continue to expand and grow this little system here. All right, so I just gave it a little bit of time. And you can see we're building up on the Inferium. The wood's going real slow. Oh my gosh, that is like moving like pond water right there. We're gonna have to do something about that one. So there is, if we go into our mod pack again here, and instead of doing the botany, we can do the at tier, I think is what it's called. Yeah, we can do tier, and you can do the elite botany pod. So this, with 2 blocks of iron and an ender pearl, you create your botany pot, putting an existing botany pot in, and then adding this stuff onto it. So you're basically doubling the size of it, but it ends up being 2 times faster. There's also the next tier from that, I think it's called Ultra. Yeah. And Ultra is like 6 times faster. And that's no joke. If we go into like the Ultra, take a look at it, see 2 blocks of diamond and a nether star around already an elite one. So, you know, kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to cost, but 6 times upgrade. That's pretty good. It also increases the output. So not only are you going to be getting faster items, you're going to be getting more items. So I like the idea of that. So we're going to do a little more work on that. But for now, we're just going to let this thing go. And see, I've already got enough that I can go ahead and make another one. Just got to get everything else that I need for the terracotta. So I'm going to be replacing a lot of this that we have over here. And I'm going to be expanding out a garden area for all these resources to go in here, probably between episodes. All right, let's get our sink made. So we're going to need a bucket of water. And go to there. And there we go. There's our sink. Now I don't need to have. Let's go grab a little bit of stone here, because we're not going to need to have, you know, the water source set up like what we did before. So I can drop that in there, drop that in there, drop in our sink, and there we go. Now we have an infinite water source for water. We can grab it out as much as we want, right out of one spot. There we go. Perfect. So that is going to be something that we're going to be able to pop out. So if we want to automate this to make up more clay, which is definitely something we're going to want to do if we're going to be using a lot of terracotta pots, then we're going to need to get some pipes going over to there. And I think we have the pipes mod, right? Which is probably going to be the cheapest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2 buckets. We got a little ways to go, but you get a lot of them. So not a bad deal. So we'll be able to do that. But for now, we'll just be able to just click, drop it into there, get what we need, click back out. Perfect. All right, so let's take a look at how our tree farm is going over here. Slow. Noticeably slow, but it's working. No issues there. Oh, and we've got additional Inferium seeds. So we're already at the point where we can start expanding that, which is going to be really good. All right, so let's do one more thing here. Let's take a look at our guide and look at some of the rewards that we've done and what we've got knocked off so far. So in the stone block part of it, we've done the clay, so we can record that one. We've done the fired crucible, and cobble gen 1 and 2 are now done. So we need to do the other 3 cobblestones, which we're just going to do those just for the sake of finishing it off. We're not going to need to worry about those too much. Stone barrels definitely going to be something that we're going to want to get into pretty quick. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to take and go ahead and get some stone going, I think, just to get it cooking up. So we can have that for the next episode. There you go. You guys start cooking up. All right, what else we got? Let's take a look and see. So that'll get us into this area. We'll start working on all this next. Storage. We're definitely going to want to start getting into the drawers pretty soon. Mystical agriculture. We've got our first start with Inferium essence. We got to start there. So we're going to need to make the prosperity seed base. So that's going to be something coming up. And the industrial foregoing, I went ahead and clicked on the book just to, as a tip, go through these and you'll see there's usually a base start for all of these mods, and some of them have an item. So for example, thermal expansion, if you click on this, they'll give you the crescent hammer as a starting point. This is what we're going to be working on next episode, is getting into that beginning power storage and trying to get things going that way. So hope you come back for that. All right, this episode's been about creating just the basic resource generation, trying to do something that's going to use the smallest footprint possible. So I think that's 1 block, 2 blocks. I think that's pretty good. So that's what we did there. And we also wanted to make sure that we're focusing on the resources that we're going to carry us through the rest of the series, as far as how we're going to get our items and how we're going to store our items. So I think we can call this a success. All right, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you next time. Take care.